Hello and welcome. Today we're going to follow the money, but not in the usual way. We're actually going to track the journey of a single green euro to see how it's being used to build a completely new kind of economy.
And it really all starts with this one simple, but honestly pretty huge question. How could a single euro actually change the world? I know, it sounds a little out there, but this idea is at the very heart of a massive shift in how we're starting to think about business, about value, and about our future.
Because let's be real, a major paradigm shift is happening right now. The old way of doing business is getting a serious reality check from a new generation that's demanding a whole lot more than just, financial returns.
And this slide really just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the old way, all about that one single goal, profit. See that chart just going up? That's all that mattered. But now, look to the right. This is the green entrepreneurship way. And it's not about making less profit, it's about making better profit. Profit that's actually connected to good outcomes for people and for the planet. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so if we're going to build this new kind of business, it stands to reason we first need a new kind of entrepreneur, right? And that is where this incredible educational engine comes into the picture.
And here it is, the Greenership Project. This is a major vocational training program, and it's funded by the European Union's Erasmus Plus program, which is, a huge deal. It's a massive fund for education. And Greenership's whole mission is to create the very entrepreneurs who are going to lead this green transition by giving them the specific skills they absolutely need to pull it off.
And listen, we're not just talking about some fluffy, abstract ideas here. The curriculum teaches real, hard skills. Things like circular business modeling, which is all about designing businesses that literally create no waste, or sustainable finance, which teaches you how to actually prove your positive impact with numbers. And maybe most important of all, green storytelling, because you have to be able to tell your story and communicate your value if you want to get customers and investors on board. So, once these entrepreneurs are all trained up and ready to go, they need capital. But the fuel for a green business looks a little different than the fuel for a traditional one. They've got to find the right kind of money.
And this image, well, it just nails the choice they have to make. A standard bank loan, it often just doesn't cut it, because it's designed to look at risk and reward in purely financial terms. But these green ventures, they need a different approach, one that actually understands the long-term value of sustainability. And that's where these specialized green finance tools come in.
And there are basically two main paths here. On one side, you've got impact investment. These are private investors who want two things. Yeah, they want a financial return, but they also demand a measurable positive impact on the world. Then, on the other side, you have eco-funding schemes. These are public funds, think grants or low-interest loans from places like the EU, specifically set up to help green ideas get off the ground.
So here's the kicker. To attract that green money, you have to prove your worth in a totally new way. You've got to look way beyond the traditional bottom line.
And this is the new playbook for it. It's called the triple bottom line. So instead of just one bottom line, profit, you now have three. How does your business affect people, both your employees and your community? And what about its effect on the planet? Success is now measured by how healthy all three of those pillars are.
And this is not just theory, okay? It is all driven by data. Just look at this dashboard. Green entrepreneurs are tracking their impact, not just their bank accounts. They're measuring things like carbon emissions per delivery or the number of local jobs they create. And they're connecting those day-to-day actions directly to huge global goals, like the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay, let's make this super concrete with a simple example of impact logic. Step 1. A business decides to buy a second-hand electric van instead of a cheaper diesel one. Step 2. They track the outcome. Boom, a carbon footprint of 0. And step 3, they link that choice directly to a global goal, SDG 13, climate action. See? It's that simple. A straight line from a single business decision to a global impact.
So when you put all these pieces together, the right education, the right kind of money, and the right way of measuring what success even means, you create this incredibly powerful, self-sustaining, virtuous cycle.
So, remember that journey of a green euro we talked about at the start? Well, it began right here. The Erasmus Plus program invested 250,000 euros into the Greenership Project. They planted a pretty significant seed in this new ecosystem.
And the return on that investment? It's not measured in quick profits. No, it's measured in long-term sustainability. The whole goal is to build things that last, an educational platform that's still running 5 years from now, training that gets embedded deep inside organizations, and new partnerships that just keep that cycle going. This is how that initial seed money grows and multiplies its impact over and over again.
Which brings us right back to this powerful idea. Choosing that more expensive electric van, that wasn't a sacrifice, it was a strategic investment. An investment that cuts emissions, supports a global goal, and in the long run becomes a fantastic marketing tool to attract customers who care. And, of course, those all-important impact investors.
So as we wrap this up, the final question isn't just for entrepreneurs, it's for all of us. Whether you're thinking about starting a business, a project in your community, or even just making a personal choice, how will you apply the triple bottom line, people, planet, and profit, to your own ideas? Now that is something worth thinking about.